Okay, just a quick video on the DMG assembly. I am going to go pretty quick, but it is a really simple build, considering there's not really any soldering, except for the speaker, if you need to solder that in from if you use an aftermarket board like this. So going over some of the parts you'll need, obviously metal shell, which has the front rear housing, has the battery cover, and have a thumb screw for that. Of course, you'll need your Nintendo board. If you're using an aftermarket kit, you're going to replace your front board with this, and then you're going to keep your rear board. Otherwise, if you're using all OEM parts, you're going to have both, this and the front OEM board, of course. Buttons, so you'll need your buttons, your A/B buttons, your silicone, your start select. So you'll have these three parts here. You will need, for this custom shell, also before I forget, power switch, of course. You can get that from your original, or you'd have to order a button set, a plastic button set kit, if you wanted to get that, at least from me. So this is kind of some of the unique stuff. So these are your battery insulator pieces, top and bottom. These are 3D printed. They're only necessary if you're using AAA battery, AA batteries. And then with that, you'll need one of these, one of the bottom pieces, one of the top pieces. And then you'll need 3 of these clips. These are your battery contacts, so these slide onto the 3D printed parts, and I can show you that right now. So this is the bottom piece. There's a screw hole here, so this will fit in just like that. But before it fits in, flip it upside down, and you'll see right here on this edge is where the battery clip's going to go into. I don't even think you could get it in on this side here. So push in like that. Same thing on the other side. And then this is the top piece. So same idea. You just have to make sure you get this one on the right way. So this one's going to go, it's going to be installed from the underside. So when you're like this, I think I made it so you can't install it the wrong way. Yeah. So that'll go like that. And then this battery contact will install over here like that. So it'll go on like that. So this one, if you notice, this one came in from the top side. So the clip slides in from the top side on this one, just like that. And then the whole 3D printed clip assembly slides in from the back. So just the opposite of the bottom piece. Okay, so those pieces are ready to go in. Let's just do the rear assembly. Go in there. The power switch needs to go in before you put that in all the way. And then of course line up your power switch on the board itself with the plastic switch. Just like that. So those are aligned. Tuck in this bolt. Let me see so you can see. So put that in the channel there. Okay, so there's two different size fasteners. There's, I believe this is 6mm, which is the longer one, and I believe 4mm, M2. See if I can remember which one goes where, but in general, there should be enough fasteners to use your best judgment. If you ever get a long fastener and it's not going in, choose a short one. I'll have to make something that has specs and showing where everything goes, and vice versa. If you're using a short fastener, it's not catching, it's probably a 6mm. So I'm putting 6mm in here, trying those out. There's enough thread depth for that, so that's good. And then I do know that these two right here. So there's a fastener that goes here and right here to just kind of hold this PCB in place so it doesn't fall out. So these are definitely going to be 6mm. 6mm long fasteners. So I'm not forgetting anything. Make sure your wires are tucked in here so they don't get pinched. Aside from this, which we'll do, okay, let's just do that now. So this piece slides in, just like I kind of showed you earlier, just drops in, and then there's a fastener down here to just kind of keep it in place so it's not pulling out every time you're changing batteries. If you are thinking about doing a rechargeable battery, so I don't have instructions yet, haven't done any testing with this yet, but I just wanted to make room for things like that. So I don't have these available for purchase. I haven't decided yet if I'm going to or not, but so this is just a breakout board for your Type C board, and then this is a regulator. And then of course you need a rechargeable battery. So what I did is I just made room, hopefully. So that could go there. In theory, this will go there. So you can see, there's your Type C. My thoughts were is to maybe make a 3D printed bracket that uses this threaded hole, maybe locks into this corner here to get some strain relief to this Type C connector and kind of hold it in place. But for today, we're not going to do that. And by the way, so this battery seems like it's decent size for this. So it's 4,000 milliamp Henry, and it milliamp hours. And this one is, let's see, 12 millimeters by 50 by 54. So if you wanted to search for that, 12, 50, 54. 3.7 volts. Okay, where was I? All right, so I might as well finish this off. So this one will be a the shorter screw, 4mm screw that holds this 3D printed part in here. Can't see past my camera. Okay. screws that fastener in. Set that aside for now. And so the front already has a glass in here. I was doing some testing. So currently, I tried to make this as close as possible, and it bit me, of course. So this does not fit the Funny Planes glass screen. Well, I should say there are some that fit just based on the tolerance of the screen opening and the tolerance of the screen. So at the maximum material condition of the screen, and if you're at a minimum material condition of the aluminum housing, it's going to fit. And if not, then it's going to be either line to line or not fit. I mean, it's close. So this one is fit for the this kit. I don't have these for purchase at this point. This is the OSD, I think it's called. There's so many kits out there for so many different products. I'm trying to keep mine straight, let alone keep everyone else's straight. I should know that still. So just like any other DMG assembly, your buttons go in, whether you're using plastic buttons or metal buttons. We have metal buttons available, and then your rubber pieces go in on top of that. Done. Okay. And next, we're gonna fit this in here. So I have a 3D printed bracket. You can see here it's moving around in this piece here, this black piece here. I don't have it ordered yet. This is as of, I don't even know the date. This is early August 2022 right now. But hopefully in a few weeks I'll have a 3D printed part available for you. So it's a fairly tight fit intentionally over the posts. It's available on Thingiverse right now under my account, Boxy Pixel. Search for that. But it seems to do a pretty good job of aligning that screen where it's supposed to be. So I kind of just push it down in here. It's a little bit tricky because you want it to fit. Here, I'll show you. There's a little recess that it fits into on the front side. So it fits in very tightly in there. Fast forward if you don't want to see me struggle. If it didn't have the glass on, then you could get fingerprints all over your glass and move it around much more easily, but I'll probably modify this so you can make this a little bit easier. Appears to be in place. Find out. Okay. Speaker. So there's a little nub there, so you kind of got to rotate the speaker around to get it in place, but that also makes the wire so it wraps around nicely. Okay. Now the rear housing. It's our PCB first. Pressing right down, so I'm using 4mm should be good here. The shorter ones. Okay, so those are in. And I think that's it. So now we gotta connect our two boards, just like you would any other DMG. So I'm just connecting this to this. So this just gets pushed up in there. So I'm gonna go, so there's the conductive side, non-conductive side. So the non-conductive side here is gonna go against the board. Like that. Close that. And then these, I'm pretty sure, these are 6mm, I believe. Yeah. And of course, just like anything, stuck one in there. Let's go over here. I don't quite tighten these all the way up. There are two inside of here. These are, I'm going to use 4mm. Honestly, because it's such a rigid assembly, rigid housings compared to plastic housings, this is quite overkill, to be honest, but it's okay. All right. So now you can kind of, before you do that final tightening, make sure it's a little bit loose. Kind of make sure everything's all aligned. Oh shit, don't do that. I did not tighten this down, my fixture. Okay. Hopefully that screen's along. We'll find out. Okay. Let's see if everything's okay. Okay. So here's where you could put foam, I suppose. I mean, I haven't had any disconnects moving it around. There's a little bit of gap between the back side of this and the batteries. That's intentional so that you could fit different size batteries in later. Didn't want to make it so everyone had to cut their metal pieces, so I try to make things kind of as flexible as possible, when possible, where possible. So the rear battery housing goes on, and then the tiny little thumb screw goes on. should be at. That moves properly, volume moves. So that's it. It's actually a very easy build. One of the easiest, if not the easiest one. So, hope that helps. Have a good one.